My name is Emmet Flanagan. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and I'm a para in special ed classes in New York City public schools. A lot of the time, if we know that a student is in sort of a precarious either housing situation or just general financial situation, we definitely like put some food in their backpack and just like make sure that they're good. But there's no way that that's being addressed at all really. School is so much more than just a place where kids learn. It's really it's a community center. Like there's a lunch lady at my school, Katerina, and she is an old Italian immigrant lady, and she's the sweetest pea. And I have a boy in my class who he comes into school so hungry Monday morning. He eats like 3 breakfasts, and she always saves an extra plate for him. Like when a para comes and brings him in, she gives him his tray, and then she gives his second tray to whoever brings him in, and it's like I know that he needs it. Like don't even worry about it. And she'll come out with leftovers at the end of the day and like slip them in his backpack and she brought him in Oreos when she knew it was his birthday week. We went around to their houses yesterday, my teaching team, and we brought them their yearbook. And then they were so happy. They were like, "Oh my God, it's you guys! Like I didn't know if I would ever see you again." Um, and then they just got so quiet and sad when we were leaving. It's a sense of community that is really that people with special needs are really left out of, I think, a lot of the time across the board. When I was driving around to see my kids, you could see like who lives in Bensonhurst, and who lives in Red Hook, who lives around parks and who lives around warehouses and industrial sites, who's breathing clean air and has access to, you know, trees and green surroundings and who does not. It's like so obvious to me. Um, that discrepancy between like who has like all of the vitamins and minerals that a person needs to be healthy and who probably doesn't. In conversations about like who's in danger from police violence, I think that's another way that disabled and specifically autistic people are really left out of the conversation. So much of like my Black students who have stims, which is a thing that a lot of autistic people have, which is like it's just something that they do repetitively to like regulate emotions and just like calm down, and just because it's fun, they like the sound that it makes. Um, and one of my kids is a flapper. He flaps his arms like he's trying to fly away. He's a big flapper. And he tells people shh a lot, and he thinks it's really funny. And I think of him as an adult. I mean, his mom is like a very tall woman. I think she's like probably like 6'3". And he is definitely going to be really tall. Um, and I just think of like him walking around with like an aide or a sibling of his, and like telling like the wrong person shh and laughing at them and kind of like running away, still in a silly like happy way, and like they might think that his sibling maybe needs help, or like that maybe he needs help, and they'll think that calling the police would help him, and just like that would not end up in any way that would be safe for him or beneficial for anyone at all. And I mean, we have more cops in schools than we have social workers and guidance counselors. Like my school, even my principal has like emailed some stuff out, but has never actually expressly said Black Lives Matter. Like I really am super uncomfortable with the fact that she hasn't said it when so many of our students are Black and so many of our staff are Black. It's just really illuminating to like who actually makes decisions when it comes to education in the city, and who they're thinking of when they're making those decisions.
I wanted to ask you too, what's been keeping you grounded, if anything?
Vegetables have been very grounding for me during this, kind of like reminding that like I don't know, the seasons are still passing, like time is still passing, like the world hasn't stopped. Um, you know, the world won't stop for nothing. Um, and neither will people fighting, and people's emotions and anger and justice and um, I don't know. Like I think seeing people looking to community more, um, and kind of remembering community more and realizing like, we've all always been here, and it's time to be here for each other more actively. um, I feel a lot of hope for what the world's going to look like, um, when lockdowns are lifted safely.